vlog. So today we're talking all about my stomach problems, having gallstones, IBS, being gluten-free, low FODMAP, all the fun things that have led me to a much healthier gut, because this has been very popular on my TikTok, so I wanted to expand more. Let's get into it. So it all started when I was a junior in high school. I really didn't take care of myself that well, to be completely honest. I would eat a lot of fast food. I didn't work out that much. I was in athletics in school, so I kind of thought that was enough, but not for as much as I was eating. And so it turns out the end of my junior year, I was having stomach problems, and I was like, I think this is worse than just like a stomach ache. So I went to a gastroenterologist, and he was like, I think you're just really constipated. I was like, okay, that seems a little intense for all this pain just for it to be constipation. But anyway, he gave me some general laxatives, and the pain still came. It would come in waves, but when it came, it was really bad. And later I learned it was gallstones, but they didn't think that was possible because apparently there's the 4 F's when it comes to gallstones. You're fertile, you're female, you're fat, or you're 40. And the only one I really fell into was female, because I was only 16, 17. They were like, I don't think she's having gallstones. But fast forward a few months, I was having insane pain in my stomach, and I literally almost fell down the stairs, felt like I was having a heart attack because of the contractions that were happening. My body was trying to pass a gallstone, but I didn't know I had one. So I went to the ER, and they did scans, and they were like, you have gallstones. So a few months later, I got my gallbladder out. So then after that, I really had to decide to live a healthier lifestyle, because about 15% of people that get their gallbladder out have effects from it and have to change their diet and lifestyle. And lucky me, I was one of those 15%. And so after getting my gallbladder out, my stomach problems didn't stop. I kept going to the gastroenterologist, and turned out I had IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, and I have IBS-C, which is constipation. How glamorous. But this is something that it was like, you can't just stop eating a certain way or eat healthy or work out and it'll go away. It's a chronic thing, so you really have to do it. You have to change your whole lifestyle. And so starting this process, I lost about 40 pounds, but that was over the span of almost a year and a half. When I was really in the depths of it, I remember it was my freshman year of college, and I gained 12 pounds in a month because my stomach was in so much pain. I was so constipated. It was absolutely horrible. And this is why I'm like, I don't want to go to the doctor, because they wouldn't tell me anything that was solving things. And this is when I really had to turn to food and my lifestyle and my diet to make it actually work for me and make my gut healthier. So this is when I discovered the low FODMAP diet. FODMAP stands for something sciencey, all different like carbohydrates and stuff that you can't have. I highly recommend looking this up, because there's so many foods that you would think are healthy, like apples, like honey, like there's so many weird little things that hurt your stomach if you have IBS. And so it's very important to look into the low FODMAP diet and really diligently apply that to your life for at least 3 months, and then you can introduce stuff back. For me personally, the way I follow it is I'm completely gluten-free. I'm not celiac, luckily, but I still follow gluten-free basically 100% of the time. It just makes me feel better. I also have a lot of back problems, and I hear being gluten-free helps your joint pain. So that's another reason why I do it. But I basically follow low FODMAP all the time. But because I'm so lucky, I not only have IBS, but I also don't have a gallbladder. So I basically have to reduce my grease levels a lot. I basically can't eat anything spicy. So I was forced to live a healthier life. But beyond that, things that have really also helped me with IBS, you're not supposed to do high impact workouts. So I do a lot of walking, like a lot of walking. The 12-3-30 is no joke. That's like really what started my weight loss, was doing 12-3-30 at the gym on a treadmill. That incline walking really helps you, keeps your heart rate at a steady level while you're in a weight loss like state. And I also just walk basically anytime I can. I feel like it clears my mind, but also helps my stomach, helps me get my steps in, helps basically everything. Walks are the best. High impact, not so much. Anytime I try to run, my stomach is like, oh my gosh, we are dying. So that's something to keep in mind also if you're experiencing stomach problems. Maybe not the most intense workouts are the best ideas. So to kind of summarize my timeline, it went from finding out I had gallstones, finding out I had IBS, implementing gluten-free, implementing low FODMAP, and now it's just kind of an uphill battle for the rest of your life trying to figure out what makes sense for your stomach, what hurts your stomach, how much you can test yourself, things like that. My life has improved so much in the past few years by really making myself follow this diet and put my gut first. But it's definitely a struggle that you have to, the only way over it is through. Does that make any sense? I don't know, but it is something that I've struggled with, and I am glad to share it. If you have any more questions about it, please let me know. Something I will say though is that if you implement the low FODMAP diet, you can't be 100% strict on it all the time and expect your stomach to adapt to other foods if you ever go off of the diet. Like, one major thing is you're not supposed to have onion and garlic. Whenever you're first doing it, yes, cut those out completely. But you have to test your stomach a little bit or it's never gonna grow. If it's only used to eating the most bland things ever, when you add a little spice, it's gonna freak out and you're gonna have a bad day. So that's something I would definitely look into, but let me know if you have any questions and I can definitely do a full video on low FODMAP foods and like what I eat whenever I go out, what I get at the grocery store, things like that. And that's gonna be all for day 4 of my daily vlogs. Let me know what content you wanna see. I'm just doing this for fun. This has kind of gained a little traction on my TikTok, so I wanted to do a more in-depth video. But let me know what y'all want to see. Let me know if you have any more stomach questions, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.